Yes, everybody. Yes, everybody. Listen to the West Ham Network. Hope you're safe and well. Or come on and do a little catch-up chat. Little catch-up chat. It's a Friday, isn't it? But I'm at Rush Green. Obviously, we turn it around, you can see at Rush Green ahead of the game, under 21s, West Ham under 21s versus Crystal Palace under 21s. Should be a really good game. Looking forward to it. You can get your ass down here. Why don't you? Why don't you, my friend? But yeah, I thought I'd come and have a little tune wag, see how everyone's doing, see if everyone is well. Obviously, yeah, I didn't have a chance to do a live show today. But obviously, we spoke about Thomas Suchek and we spoke about Edson Alvarez, and both with some sort of some sort of interest from various clubs. Suchek being Leeds, Everton, and Alvarez being Borussia Dortmund. So, what does that mean? What does that mean in terms of that's bad? What does that mean in terms of us? Midfield? But then obviously the news about Kevin De Bruyne. Does that mean for someone like Paqueta? So yeah, it was interesting. Come to this down. But yeah, I think come and have a little chat, see how everyone's doing. Obviously, we play Bournemouth tomorrow against Crystal Palace here at Rush Green. I'm sitting. I go sit at the back. Put my little setup there. Put my little setup. My little view. Nice, nice, and it's sunny. It's not raining or freezing. Usually, every time I we do a thing on a Friday, 99% of the time there is rain or it's cold, and you'll get very, very, very cold, really cold. David's in chat. I see you, mate. Hope you're well. Um, yeah, and I just thought, it's Friday. I'm missing a kebab today. We'll have the match day morning tomorrow. That's going to be fun. Looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to the Bournemouth game. Really, I really am. I think there's an opportunity to really do something tomorrow and put a marker down. Whether we do is another thing, of course. Whether we do is another thing. But hey ho, can't be helped, can it? Can it be helped indeed? All the lights come on. Lovely. Lovely stuff. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day in Orchard. Going up street. Hopefully you're having you've got a lovely Friday planned. If you can't get down here, you can't get down to the London, like I said, Rush Green rather, then it's on YouTube. Watch the YouTube, as the kids may say, and we'll be there. I think it's 7 o'clock kickoff. They come on just before, um, and yeah, it'll be good. Look forward to see. I think this is the last home game in the official, the regular season. We then go into the playoffs after that. I don't know how it works in terms of treated just one leg to go, so I don't know whether we home leg or whatever. But the regular season, I think this is the last game here. I think, but you're never too sure. Think you West Ham. Think you also we're still waiting on your bloody date for the under 18s. Obviously, they're through to the Premier League Cup final for the first time ever in our history. You take on Reading, trying to figure out when they're in. So we'll see. He won't be here, I don't think. I think he'll probably be at the J Ski, Hillstein. It'll be the thing. But again, with these things, it tends to be a little bit last minute.com. It always is. And it's probably based on where they can get capacity, where they can get places to go and see. Because I mean, we played Man City training ground. There's something stupid like a 7 o'clock on a Saturday night because they couldn't get the stewards because they were all at Etihad in the afternoon. So it's all those considerations. But yeah, it should be a good game. Obviously, the sun don't set till 7:45, 8 o'clock. So might play the first half in the sunshine. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? That'd be nice. Well, it's an early start tomorrow for London Stadium. Early start tomorrow. Bournemouth. Don't know how I feel. There's a guy in shorts. Just seen a guy in shorts. Mental. Oh, I should put my shorts on, thinking about it. But once the sun comes down, it goes out, it does get very cold here. Very cold here. So, oh, yeah. Looking forward to the game tonight. Looking forward to the game tomorrow. And then it's Liverpool, isn't it? Liverpool next week. Maybe they'd have all sewn up the Premier League kind of by then, and they'll play all the kids, and then we'll have a chance. You could start to turn up. Nice to see. Nice to see. Quite a few people down here now. I imagine being a sunny day as well, you might get a few more down than usual. We've got the guys down at which say basically turns out it works. So the staff all sit here. So Kelly Brown and Nobes will all sit here, and it tends to be there. You get the media guys and the like the under 18s will probably be sitting there, and the under 21s won't play. And then over there, you've got the opposition media team, and then you've got also sort of friends and family. And far over there, the first set of cheers is all the what's names, all the scouts there. What we got here? Waiting on a few summary clothes myself. Not sure I'll be doing shorts. No, David, I need to get shorts out. Ain't got long to my holidays. Although we are going up a few days over next week. But proper holidays, that'd be mid May. Soon comes round, isn't it? We're already in April. My friend. It's only gonna come through. Yeah. Anyway, just sort of couple of little chaps, see everyone's doing. Sort of have a check in. Hope you're all well. Hope you're all, all happy. Well, apart from that, in life in general. And yeah, we'll do a little. I'll do a little. What's it called? Little post match review as always when it comes to the 21 to beat the after game thoughts. But I'm looking forward to this game. It's gonna be a good game today. It's in Palace with decent kids. Big on the 21 side. West Ham on the 21 side as well. I'm really looking forward to seeing how well. Gaz, of course of course you can ask me anything. What do you want? Let me know what you'd like to ask me, mate. And I'll see if I can tell you the answer. I can, if I can't. Go for it, Gaz. I await your question with bated breath. I'm very excited to find out what your question is. And don't forget, tomorrow, 10 o'clock, we'll have match day morning outside London Stadium. So double duty for me tonight and tomorrow. So we'll be live from out the stadium, and we'll also talk about our new famous sponsors. Match bingo as well in a bit more detail tomorrow, because it's more prevalent when it comes to games rather than not games. That makes sense. Bingo, doubles and doubles. Get your doubles and goes in place. Gaz, I'm still waiting for what you want to say, mate. If you want to say it to my face. Let me know, man. Let me know. They've got some big boys, this Crystal Palace side. We've got like really weird coloured tops and yellow. Bit like that. Actually, although isn't it this next season that all the sides, if they've got stripes in the back, they have to have a patch, the number, which would be so much better. So hard to keep an eye on the numbers. Gaz clearly doesn't want to ask me what he wants to talk about. Clearly not. I'm waiting, Gaz. The West Ham network, the West Ham community is waiting for you to talk about. Okay, here we go. Is this Gaz? It's about what the improvement was saying, that we was harder to score against, so it was showing that has improved. But from my angle, teams are not going as hard against us because we're. I mean, you're right. I mean, Gaz, you're totally right. I mean, we could only. I mean, that's more subjective. Granted, that's why I wanted to produce some hard numbers, because you know stats can prove and disprove anything, really, realistically. And obviously, we had loads of stats saying West Ham were like, 20th and this and and bottom of the league for XG and bottom of the league, and they are. and what I wanted to do was put some different numbers out there, and in terms of the defensive stats, you're right, mate. I mean, but I mean, still, a lot of teams have still got stuff to play for as well. You're right. Maybe they don't take it as easy. I mean, but I think generally we are a tougher team to score against than we were pre-Potter. And indeed, that's why I put those stats in, because you see the the difference from pre-Potter to now Potter. And that's mine. And I think you're right. I think sometimes they might get. I mean, you could find holes in that if you wanted to, no doubt. You could say that they might have grabbed an early goal and sat back and not be used to score anymore. Quite possibly, mate. Quite possibly. Sorry, don't wait, Gaz. I hope you recover from your broken arm. But no, I think it's interesting, and it's not sexy. It's not sexy. It's defensive stats and goalkeeper saves, stuff like that, rather than XG and shots on target. And as I keep saying, it's like you can't do everything. You can't do everything. You can't assume that we're going to be a really tough side. And as I said, the peak Moyes was basically us keeping a clean sheet and grabbing one goal. When the opposition, to be fair, probably had the lion's share of the possession as well. So I think there's a return to that in terms of getting those stats going again. But that's why I just put this. That's why, because I thought it was important to have a different outlook on what you're trying to do. And I've said it a million times. When you're building a house, you don't go for that. You don't build the penthouse suite straight away. You can't. You've got to build from the ground up, and that's what we're doing. And then people are comparing Potter's points tally to Lopetegui's points tally, but don't forget Lopetegui had a pre-season. He had a pre-season on top of the 20 games he was manager for. So that's why for me it's about judging him when we kick into this is I mean, it's his pre-season now. Let's be honest. So, anyway, John's over there. John's made it. Good to see. Good to see. What we got here? Mike says, any updates to the naming rights to London Stadium? I think what's going to be interesting now is you've seen that video I did this afternoon. How the naming rights, oh, not the naming rights. Sorry, not naming rights. The ownership of the stadium has changed hands, and it fits within the Greater London, the GLA now. So for me, there would probably be an extra emphasis into that now, because that's money that's on the table. They could be on the table and could save the £17 million that the stadium's losing every year. That would maybe save 3 million that a year. I don't know, but don't forget, after the first £4 million, then it's split 50-50 with West Ham anyway. So I think that would probably be quite high up, because clearly now it's it's in the GLA now, so there will be extra emphasis on making it a decent profit on that, really. So we'll make some money on it, because they haven't made any money for ages anyway. So not much you can do about that after that. But yeah. Oh, sorry, I've got it. I've done it totally wrong today. Not banging. Also, as Gaz says, not banging the drum, stack him. I just don't see any improvements from an attacking perspective. Don't, but defensively, it's clear that there's stats there to prove it. That's what I was trying to say. We're conceding on average half as many goals per game as we were Lopetegui and also David Moyes last year. I mean, we conceded pretty much 2 goals a game on average under Moyes last year. So yeah, it's not something trying to do what Lopetegui has done, but it's actually reversing the poor season we had under Moyes last season as well. So that's 18 months of hard work. Really, he's pretty much turned around the last 10 games. If that continues, that trend, we can see at the end of the season. But for me, you've got to build those foundations up. And I think, and again, to be fair, again, we haven't really had a lot of serious um, consistency. Toledo's in out, then we've had Mavin, we've had Pressing, we've had there's Emerson, now it's Scarles, Wan-Bissaka. Hopefully this week we'll have Toledo back, and then we'll get a period, I hope, of games. 'Cause it's one game a week now from now on, where we can have that consistency. Then I think you'll see even stronger side. Set pieces, you're right. We're on our way to watch. Good man, Rob. Good to see you. There we go. Yeah, but if any team knows they don't have to score more than one, true, true. That's very true. Why would they push on to concede? Yeah, I get that. I get it, but most teams won't. 1-0 is 1-0 is a strange result in football. So, look, you can yin to the yang on the stats. So you could look at it from a subjective view. I just presented the stats. You can take. I've read the stats differently than you have, and so it's up to you, man. It's up to you how you take it. In context, we've had no strikers. Yeah, I mean, in fact, I think the easiest thing to do is, well, not the simplest thing to do when you come in is to make yourself hard to beat. People say, "What? Well, look at David Moyes. They're scoring goals. They had a side which weren't conceding goals as readily as West Ham was when he took over. They had James DeCosta. Pickford. They got a good defence. They just needed a bit more going forward. So that's what they worked on. Where I think for us, we can score 3 but concede 4 easily at West Ham. I doubt we'll see Casey Orford. No, I agree. No, I don't think you will. I don't think there's a place for him yet in the squad. They'll play tonight. Casey will be captain. What we get? Still got a little while. Casey will be captain, or if he's the only thing could be if he's on standby for the match they squad tomorrow, which has happened before. And they won't play; they'll be on standby. I mean, someone like Ollie. Ollie tends to sit here and watches the game. He won't. He knows he's not playing because obviously he's in the first team. But he'll come watch the game and then drive to the hotel later on. I'm sure there's a couple of people who are associated with the club, particularly with the home game on later on. But no, I don't think so. And same with Lewis. I mean, these guys are in the fabric of the side for next season in the squad. It's really about what we're doing with the guys who are currently in the first team squad, I think, in my opinion. So, no, I think you're right, mate, against him. Sorry, I've put this in the wrong way. See, got my finger. That's what I'm saying, Mike. We have no attacking threat at the moment. So what's Pot doing? We don't nick names. So we don't particularly. And again, I think for me, looking at the side, I mean, I think one of the pressures he mentioned. I don't have a. We haven't had Bo. We haven't had Bowen. He broke his foot. And we haven't had, and it's true. So the easiest thing if that situation is to tighten up the defence. I think now I genuinely believe the next sort of 8 or so games, if we keep full through fit, we'll see a different player. Different player. He's got something to prove, and he has. Well, not even at West Ham. If Dortmund are interested in bringing him back and stuff. So that's my view of it. What we got here? Martin says, look forward to seeing Marshall from Celtic on loan, and it seems Marshall is not from Celtic, mate. But yeah, Marshall's Callum's currently on loan. We're doing well. I just don't. Yes, he's got an eye for the goal, but I don't know. He can do it, he said he's pretty skilled at. He's scored about 10 goals in this season for Huddersfield. Premier League's a real step up, and I don't know whether I don't know. And then hopefully we'll see Daniel Cummings coming in the summer as well from Celtic. and then we'll have obviously we've got Josh Landers as well. Josh is doing very well. So we signed him. It's Hibernian. Probably, I imagine he might be on the bench tonight. So no, Josh is playing. I imagine. Again, he's a good one, but I just think he's a bit lightweight at the moment. Right, what we got here? Damien would like to see Guillermo used to affect games as well. Who's who? Oh, we can see. What's Ricky said? What's Ricky? Do you think we would have seen a different Potter at play if the board got their way and 600 Mate, there was no way in God's hell that Potter was going to agree to that. He knew the job he had ahead. There was no way he was going to do that. He had the job ahead. He knew exactly the issues. That he ain't stupid like that. He knows what the path ahead of him. And so the 6 months would have barely stretched it back aside. It's almost like 6 months is this assessment period of who's going to go, who's currently going. So, it really does surprise me when people have said, "Oh, yeah," but there's not a hell's chance that he was going to do. Particularly as West Ham screwed David Moyes over, didn't they? Really, they gave him a 6 month deal, and then they went, "Bye bye, see you later," and brought in Emmanuel Pellegrini. Nah, it's you would, and the reason for a 6 month deal is basically someone's desperate for a job. And I think Potter's the first person I reckon about 3 appointments, and Moyes, then no, four appointments if we include 2 spells of Moyes, where the person we brought in, almost like we're doing them a favour. I think if someone out of work who's desperate for a job, we'd probably got a 6 month deal. But Potter ain't been desperate for a job. Potter ain't been desperate for offers. So I just don't. It really just frustrates me that, because it really is something which is it would have been a firefighter. You'd have got him for 6 months. Potter is, and I'm telling you that, the club see it as a long-term deal. We know from experience, David Sutherland doesn't pay compensation, and he paid over £1 million to get Carl McCauley in. So if their view was he was going to be a short-term thing, they wouldn't bother getting him. In the same way that I guarantee there's money available to bring in players, and because Potter would not have agreed to that. He could have stayed in Chelsea's books and probably a lot more money he's on now. I thought he signed someone from Celtic. No, so Cummings, I think we haven't announced it, but I think we are close to that's a pre-contract agreement. We signed Josh Landers. He's playing. He's over there today. I can see him. We got. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm trying to do this on my phone. It's not the best thing. But you got the guys all training. You've got Josh Landers over there. You've got Ryan, who's just signing his first pro deal. You've got Edris Golombekis over there as well. You've got Josh Ajala, Tyron Akata, Preston Fearon. You've got Cam. You've got Sean. You've got Louis. You've got Lewis. You've got Dan Rigg. You've got Josh Riggs. You've got Caden literally behind that pole. So they're all just starting to warm up. What we got here? Vegeta. What do you think of Amora? No idea. I have no idea. Oh, is he the young lad? Is he the small guy? He was at somewhere beforehand. We were looking at him. He's got he's got a lovely set of hair, unlike me. Was he playing for a different club? Was it Sevilla or something like that he was playing for before he went to Wolfsburg? We were looking at him. I know we were. What we got here? Also, never mind about Potter. Before we think about Palace for a good side. Palace are a really good side. I think they're second and we're third. They're a very good side. So yeah, could do. depends what team turns up. I think it's the last. I think it's the last of the season. But they do have a good side. Obviously, do have a good side. Well, I'm going to go soon. What have we got here? Any thoughts on pass back out on loan? Yeah, I think PK, good player. We had obviously, ironically, he's Steve Lomas. He's obviously moved back to Northern Ireland, and Patrick's dad owns the pub in the village, and so yeah, I mean, obviously they keep a vested interest in him. But just it's such a hard position at midfield. You're looking realistically. If he came back, dependent about who we bring in, they got to think Freddie Potts is above him now. Lewis Orford's above him. I'd even suggest Preston Field's above him as well in terms of how the club look at him. I think, yeah, I think he'd go back out on loan and probably see out his deal. I think, but we never know. Players change, don't they, when they go out on loan? He hasn't had the best run at Doncaster under Grant McCann, West Ham player Grant McCann, but yeah, we'll see. Go. All right, guys. Always happy to chat. Always happy to chat. Get your questions. I'm gonna have to go a minute, so we'll go and find out the team news. So, check all the. It's not the first. It's not the first team play. It's the West Ham plays. It's Crystal Palace plays. You have to learn how to pronounce their names. It's a bit. It's not like the Premier League where you know most of the players already. It's a tougher gig, that's for sure. But anyway, thanks for joining us. Keep me company for the last half hour or so. That's all we want. There you go. Go to see it. Go to check out our interview with Steve Lomas last night, about an hour and a quarter. And then it says about half an hour's time, we'll have the game on here. Anyway, take care, stay safe, stay well, stay aboard. Nice stuff, peeps. See you soon, motherfuckers.